Hello there everybody, it's time for another Quantus here on the FTG server with me, Technojock, and I'm here in front of my nice new alloy smelter and sag mill. And I'm going to be using these a lot in the future, but pretty much the only reason I made them at the moment was to get myself a Yeti wrench and redstone conduit for our project for today, but more on that in just a moment. You'll see a difference through in this little room here. We used to have 3 crushers and 2 furnaces set up because all we were doing was feeding in cobble, gravel and stuff into the crushers to be able to get our gravel and sand, and then we were feeding cobble and sand into the furnaces to get our stone and glass respectively. So all we were doing really was brute forcing it, and these things would become backstuffed. But as you can see, these are sitting here quite happily, not doing anything and ready for me to come up and do anything I want to do. So that's really handy, and that's because I've started using XNet in here as well. I've been playing around with this a fair bit since the end of last episode, and just quickly wanted to cover this because it's really quite cool. The way I've managed to do this is I have got a logic channel set up. So I am looking for the gravel if it drops below 100 stacks of, that's double compressed, so we're pretty good on double compressed gravel there. And not 100 stacks, it must be just 100. Yeah, 100 double compressed gravel. So yeah, we're good on that at the moment. So it's not running. But if it was to drop below 100, then it would activate an output color. You can think of these colors kind of like redstone signals. So it would output a white signal, and if it was to drop below 100 double compressed sand, then it would activate a red signal, and then a similar idea but with the stone and the glass, and we've got higher quantities of that. So if we have a look, we should have pretty much, if you do 33 times 64, I would imagine that's going to come out pretty close to 1,000. In fact, it might not be because my maths A is rubbish, and B, I set these up after that was filled up. So yeah, but in any case, that's when it will actually activate. And the way what we've got on the actual machines is each of the things that we're wanting to do. We've got a gravel channel here, then we've got a sand channel, a stone channel and a glass channel. So what we're doing is we're extracting from the drawer controller and we are inserting into each of the machines. And you'll see I've got these connectors named because the actual machines don't show up quite correctly there. So on the crusher for the gravel channel, this insertion of the cobblestone will only happen when there's a white signal. So when this says I've gone below 100 double compressed gravel, I need some more gravel, activates the white signal and therefore activates this insert bit here, so it allows that. And it's putting in 2 at a time because the machine will process 2 bits of cobble every second, and this checks every 1 second, so it makes sense. So by the time it checks again, it will have processed these 2, and if need be, it'll put in another 2, and if not, then it doesn't. And the machine is free then to be used by me for whatever I fancy cooking up or crushing up or whatever. Very happy with that. Very happy with how XNet is turning out for us. Other thing I did was I have finally actually chunk loaded my storage controller, my storage scanner thing, so I can use this in other dimensions and stuff. I'd been going around only being able to use it very close to the base, and now we don't have that problem. Let's go over to our magic area. So this is where the magic is going to happen, and as you can see, there's been some changes. Yeah, I have cleared everything out. Using the builder, I have managed to create more domes using these transparent blue blocks rather than the Chisels&Bits that we were using before. So we can't fly through this like we can through in that dome, but that's not really a concern of ours. So I've cleaned things up quite considerably through here, and we are ready to start some Tanya. Was going to do a thing with automating the pure daisy, but really the plan that I had for it turned out to be pretty unwieldy, and I'm not quite sure it would have worked exactly how I wanted anyway. So we'll get to that in a little while, but we do need some mana. And one of the reasons we set up the potato farm a little while back is because I fancy using steak and chips power. Not just for powering me, but for powering our mana as well. So I've already got a little bit of this set up. And if we come down here, we can see we're using a little bit more XNet because it's a very handy way of setting this up. So it's just connected up on the bottom there. Ignore this connector. It's connecting up to the redstone conduit, which is a little bit ugly and I'm not too thrilled about, but can't really be helped at this point. I could put it back here, I suppose, but yeah, I'm not that bothered by it. So yeah, just ignore that one connector, but we are connected up into this dispenser. So XNet here is just extracting steak and chips from the drawer and inserting a single one into the dropper. And I haven't got anything set for the whitelisting because, well, we might actually put different food in there. This system should manage to handle any food going through it. So how are we going to control this? Because the Gurmarillis, these are the floating Gurmarillis that we got gifted a long time ago. But Gurmarillis they're finicky flowers, because what can happen is you'll feed them and they'll generate lots of mana. That's all good. But if you feed them straight away, they'll eat anything that's in front of them. But they'll only process mana of the first thing that they're working on. They won't give you more mana. If you chuck down 2 things, they'll eat 2 things, but only give you the mana from 1. So you got to wait until they've finished digesting the first bit of food before you can give them another bit to get more mana out. That's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, they've got to finish eating their first bit before you get the benefit of the second bit. So that's why we only have 1 steak and chips in here. And in actual fact, I'm going to pick up the other ones here because at the moment this mana spreader will only has the ability to really handle 1 Gormarillis at a time. So we'll just keep it to 1 at the moment. So let's put these away actually. So how are we going to handle that? So how are we going to tell this dispenser, yep, we want you to dispense a bit of food, but then wait until it's finished? Well, I'm going to use a mana detector. And this thing has got its own problems that we're going to have to figure out. But basically, what have we got? Have we got something that we can... Yeah, we've got some potatoes. These will be good. Right. If I throw down a potato, munch, and that only does 1. That only does 1 pulse, and that's not ideal for us. But what happens is... let's get some redstone. If I get some redstone, put those potatoes away. If I take... Do I maybe have some steak or something? No, I don't have any food types. That's really annoying. Okay, well I'll just have to use this. If I throw this down, watch this redstone. See? It pulses, and that's not ideal because we need a steady redstone signal, or lack thereof. That will just keep on pulsing, and it will continually make our dispenser eject food, and this Gurmarillis would be happily eating all of that and wasting it all the time that mana spreader's full, which it will probably be. Yeah, look at it, it's still full. There we go, it's only just now finishing that. So now we could feed it 1 more little bit, but some of that would be wasted until this mana spreader is empty. And then, there we go. It's finished now. So what we're wanting to do is find some way of changing that pulse into a steady signal. And what I have got is this. Nope. No, it is not that. Let's try that again. What I have got is this. There we go. This might look very complicated, but it's actually very simple. That pulsed signal will come through and down and through here and straight out. Okay? but it'll also power up each of these quartz resonators. And each one of these quartz resonators is 1 tick, then 2 ticks, then 3 ticks, all the way up to 12 ticks, so just over half a second being 10 ticks. And that pulses, the mana spreader is sending out a pulse every second. So basically, it will have pulsed before this quartz resonator goes again. And we can see that in action this time. If we throw that down, watch what happens. Make the burp sound. There we go. And you can see the signal ripple through, but we're getting a steady redstone signal of power 15 here. And then once this finishes, it'll take just a moment to do. How's that doing? Yeah, there we go. It's nearly done. Once that empties out, then the mana spreader will start emptying out. So quite a lot of mana. I mean, I've been doing just a tiny little bit of testing, and we're up to, what is that, nearly an eighth. And we're nearly there. Cool. So this is going down now, and very soon you'll see the ripple start moving through here. And that's it. That's it. So it doesn't make it, it makes it into a solid signal, and that's exactly what we want. Obviously, however, we want to hide that. So we're going to come underneath here. Where are we? We're 1 over and 1 over, so there. Let's try that again. We're there. Cool. So if I take this, let's go down 1 and over 1, and I take that away. I'm going to need to take this away temporarily as well. I think that. So I need to put in a little bit of redstone on top of that, like so, and that'll power that block. Yeah, that should be okay. In fact, I might not even need to do that. If I do this. So let's pop that down like that. I think that should do it. Yeah, I think that should do it. Like that. And like that. And this redstone signal going through to there will hold this dispenser open, I suppose. The dispenser will only actually trigger when it gets a pulse. It's not really on a redstone high, it's on a redstone low. You'll know that when you press a button. It doesn't actually dispense when you press the button. It dispenses when the button clicks back open. So what we can do, I've actually got on me plenty. Right, let's throw that down. Let's watch for the redstone signal. There it goes, and it's turned off that redstone torch. So when this finishes going, the redstone torch will go back on, giving this a redstone level of high, and on the rising edge of that, actually I was speaking rubbish about the button, it does fire off as soon as you press the button, be on the raising edge of the signal, not the falling edge. So once that goes high, it will trigger this again, which is exactly what I wanted. Now, lever. I want a lever, and I want to put it there. And then we'll cover that in a second, because that's going to be our cutoff switch for this. There we go. See? It just fed it again. Cool. And that's it going to go again in just a moment. And it's going to do that. But if I put on that lever, if I turn that on, that's going to keep that off at the moment, because it's going to power this. It's going to keep this, even when that signal goes off, this signal's still on, so it's going to keep this redstone torch from lighting back up, and therefore stop the next one from going on. So we've disabled this for the time being. Cool. That's all good. Now, we also want this to stop when this gets full, because there's no point in it continually firing mana into this mana pool when there's no more space in it, is there? So that's where we've got this circuit coming in handy. I think, let's turn it. So this is basically a comparator. You might recognize it from when we were working with the capacitors in the old power generation room, the immersive engineering power generation room, to find out when our capacitors were full. So what this is doing is it's checking the fullness level of the pool, and it's comparing it to this constant. Now, I can't remember what I've set to there, 217. So full is 23 something or other like that. So what this is doing, it's taking this signal, subtracting 217, and giving an output. Now that output is 0 at the moment because that's way lower than 217. So that's why this torch is on and that torch is off. This is our digital to analog to digital converter here, effectively, because the signal that comes out of this is going to be an analog signal. Once it goes over 217, say it's got a signal level of 218 coming in here, oops, then this minus the 217, we'd only have a signal level of 1 coming out of here. But this configuration here means that a signal level of 1 will still turn this off, which will allow this to turn on and give a full signal out. So that'll be a full signal of 15 when it comes out here. But obviously, again, we don't want that here. And that's why I made this on Super Circuit Maker and not just a normal comparator, because Super Circuit Maker can go on walls, which means we can do like that. And when we come out here, we can put it like that. And like this. And if I whack the end of this, then that should be good. Put a strong signal so it can power the block, and then this signal from here will power this block, which will again keep this redstone torch from being powered up, and therefore stop the next steak and chips being dispensed out here. But the bonus of this is, because this is dependent on the mana actually going through it, it doesn't actually matter what we feed it. We could feed it steak and chips, we could feed it rotten flesh. It doesn't matter. It will dispense 1 and wait for whatever it is to finish doing, regardless of how long that takes. This isn't dependent on that time. And that's the benefit of that. That's us basically done here. I can just go now and go there. And this is now running. That's us. And what I could do, I might actually do something. I've got 3 more dispensers. I might actually set them up. 3 more dispensers, and I've got the Gourmarilus floating. Yeah, I've got 3 more of them. I could set them up pointing into this and have more of these, and I'll just make more mana spreaders. Yeah, I might just do that. Have I got any wood? Let's get some wood. Let's get some mana spreaders on the go, and we'll sort this out. Like so. And we'll come back in a second. I'm back over at the base quickly, just finishing off. I think things are going to be going okay. I just want to get hold of some more electrical steel to make this, the painting machine. And I'm going to need to make one of those. One of those. Cool. And one of these. But yeah, we're missing the electrical steel, but that's coming through in just a moment. That'll be crafting up nicely. But in order to do what I want to do, I'm making the painting machine because I'm going to be let's get some on, in fact all of those and one of those, because I want grass, and I want to make facades, conduit facades of grass. So I don't have anything in that one. Just put it away. Let's check this one. Just want to see if I've got any grass. Not in that one. Let's put it away, and this one doesn't appear to have anything in it really. It's got a few white and blue ones, right? Okay. In which case I need a torch. Let's see, I need a torch like that, because I don't have any silk touch to get any grass. So I'm going to want a torch like this, pop it there, and then I'm going to grab this, and I'm just going to grab one of these blocks here like that, and I shall replace it like that, and then actually I kind of need to do this out here. Let's grab that torch again, because it needs to be up a little bit higher. Yeah, and I want to do that. Get rid of those into there. So, I want to do this here, and I want to do this directly below that. And if I get this, and say, no, say I want to do a plane like that, right, there we go. And now I can build this up. So this is a full grass block. See, it turns back into a Minecraft grass block. Cool. Now, do I have what I thought? Yes, I do. I have collapse block. Now this should make it drop onto the torch, like sand, and drop into my inventory. Cool. So if you don't have silk touch, that's how you can get a grass block. It's quite a convoluted way of doing it, but it works. And there we go, as if by magic, that is finished. I need to get that out and go like that. One painting machine. Cool beans. I'm just going to pop it there to get power just now. Cool. And I'm going to put that in there. Let's get ourselves... Do I have conduit? I do. I have lots and lots of conduit. Excellent. Let's get ourselves a good few of these facades. Let's just do all of them if I can. Okay. Is it not going to allow me to craft those? No. Okay. Let's just get rid of that then. I'm having problems clicking things at the moment. Get rid of some of that. Where's a normal crafting bench? Cool. There we go. 8 of those, and then... yeah, that'll do. That will do. Put those away, those away, those away, those can go away, those can go away, and that can go away, and we need to paint these up. Like so. It's not going to take too long, but I shall meet you back over at the magic area once these are done. That doesn't look good, does it? That looks a bit horrible, in fact. Oh no, it's okay when it goes down. Okay, cool. Alright. I shall see you back over there. Here we go then. I'm just going to pop these down, covering up these here. Can I just get... No, I just can't get. And you there, right. Put this back down there. Cool beans, all covered up. We can cover this hole in just a moment here. But what I've done is I've put these out of the way. I didn't want them crowding around, and I didn't want them in a funny line back here. Mainly because when they were dispensing out There was because they were all close together, I think one of them was grabbing all the food, so I've spaced them out so they can't grab each other's food, basically. So let's give this a go. Let's see how it works. Let's turn that off. Just done this the exact same way, so I've just extended the wiring out. That's the only difference. And they're all four working. It's up over a quarter. Wow, that's really good. Don't know if we can see in there. Yeah, just about. Yeah, we can see it rippling along nicely. Cool, 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 cool. And we only need the one going through there because they're all working at the same time. We only need them detecting the one. I don't see there being much of a problem with that. Can't envisage any issues with it anyway. So that's going fine. And we'll want to make sure that my ring's off just in case I swallow up some of the food myself. But let's just stand back. There we go. It went. Wasn't quite expecting it to go quite as quick as that. I thought it was still processing. Let's just keep an eye on it. Because this is going. That's going down as well. Okay. That's all going fine. Let's not have that on us so we're not seeing both the indicated lines and the mana streams. We're just seeing the mana streams now. And any minute now it should stop. And there's still sparkles on that. Oh, that's it. Yeah, it's going again. It's very quick actually. That was still full. But that seems to be okay. Seems to be okay. Perhaps just because these are slightly further away from the Gourmetalus, it's taking a little bit longer for the mana to travel from there to there. I've not done this setup before, but it does appear to be working quite well, I've got to say. There's not a huge gap in between it. You know, it's not sitting idle. I think that might be actually okay. And that's ready to go any minute now. Let's watch these ones. So that's full. And you see that's empty. Oh no, there we go. There, yeah. So it's just got enough time to offload its mana into the mana spreader. So basically this mana spreader is never emptying. It's always being kept up with. That's actually far more efficient than I was even intending to do. How are we doing? We've only got 4 steak and chips left. Let's put these into here. There we go. We've got nearly a stack in there. And that's all very good. That's going to finish up pretty soon, I think. Yeah, it's even in the time, just in what, 4 minutes I've been talking to you, that's gone up by an 1/8 of a mana pool. I am very pleased with that. So 4 minutes for an 1/8 of a mana pool, 8 minutes for a quarter, 16 minutes for half. So just over 32 minutes to fill up a mana pool, I think. Thereabouts. Thereabouts. I am very, very pleased with that. Very pleased with that indeed. So, I think that is pretty much a completed build. Obviously, I will require some way of filling up our steak and chips, but we've got a steak farm, a cow farm, we've got a potato farm, we've got this sorted out, we just need a way of crafting them together and doing that. I can do that by hand at the moment. I'm still thinking about doing the living wood and living rock stuff. But until the next time, whatever that may bring, a cheery bye for nows.